Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, welcome back to Ancient Societea. This is Lexi
and Philip, and this is another episode. Oh my god, we're past 10 episodes now.
We are in the double digits, baby.
I love that for us, honestly.
I'm so proud of it. It's so cool to see it grow. It's so cool to see it, especially rounding out the end of the year. Now, looking into next year and what we want to do and the outreach that we want to do. It's so exciting. And then, oh my gosh, I even forgot to tell you, obviously we've been chatting before we started talking, the new prologue for the Odyssey. It's like a 6-minute prologue.
Oh my god.
And it's only out playing before some movies in theaters.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that. That is so cool.
It's out. So I have to go see a movie just to see this 6-minute prologue now. But
I love that.
It's so exciting when we look at, Christmas and the New Year coming. There's so much coming up next year that we get to be right there with and be a part of.
I think we started at the right time with this.
100%. Gave us some time before the holidays.
Exactly. To get better with this, if you listen to our first episode and you listen to our latest one, there is an improvement,
Even
guys.
in just 10 episodes, an improvement.
Yeah, exactly. Love that for us, honestly.
I'm so proud of us.
Anyways, today it's my time to tell you a story.
Finally. I can finally sit and listen.
Exactly. And we are diving headfirst into, you guessed it, a love story. So this story is basically the ancient Greek blueprint for every fairy tale where a beautiful girl falls in love with a mysterious, unseen lover and then has to overcome a series of impossible trials set by an evil mother figure.
Is that a common fairy tale?
I don't know. In my head, when I started this sentence, I was like, it's kind of a common, fairy tale. But then, it ends with a twist,
Ooh.
It's every Greek mythology story. It ends with a twist.
That's fair. Okay.
Anyways, we're talking about Psyche and Eros today. And this is basically a story of how a girl met an invisible soulmate and then her mother-in-law, you will never guess who the mother-in-law is. She goes ballistic, basically. So, let me lay out exactly what we are getting into with these stories, because this one is very spicy. So, we have divine jealousy, we have accidental self-love Eros. So, you can kind of connect that with Eros.
Gotcha.
We have intriguing palace. We have a horrendous tasks, and obviously this mother-in-law who is utterly very extra, and she makes your average reality TV villain look like a saint.
Oh no.
Honestly, so it's a journey, so buckle up and we're getting right into it.
Gotcha. Let's hear it.
So let's start the scene with our leading lady, Psyche. So Psyche, she wasn't just pretty. She was scandalously beautiful. And I know we have a lot of beautiful, really beautiful girls in Greek mythology. We've already talked about a few of them. But this one was stop the traffic, forget the goddesses, who is this mortal girl, that type of beauty, essentially. She was essentially a mortal princess, but her beauty was so divine that people started flocking to worship her instead of the actual goddess of love and beauty.
I love the idea of
Aphrodite.
Just worshipping a mortal woman.
Worshipping a
mortal
woman,
so pretty.
She is, the essence of beauty, I guess.
As men should.
True.
Honestly.
But also, there is Aphrodite, who is not very happy about that.
Yeah, she doesn't do well with people having more beauty than her, does
Exactly. Aphrodite thrives on being the fairest of them all, if you will. So imagine her rage when she hears about, or even worse, sees this girl stealing all her spotlight. Here's this mortal girl taking all the attention, getting all the fan mail, probably also has a better Instagram engagement or something. And Aphrodite is not having it. She's furious. And even when an Olympian, so basically when an Olympian goddess gets seriously steamed, things get ugly, as we know. So like any self-respecting diva who feels her position threatened, Aphrodite decides to teach Psyche a lesson, so she calls her son Eros, and you know him, the Cupid, god of desire, famous for his bow and arrows that make you fall madly in love. And Aphrodite tells him, basically, go my sweet boy, make this bold princess fall in love with the most hideous, grotesque, absolutely monstrous creature you can find, and humiliate her.
Oh gosh.
And Eros, ever the obedient son, at first at least, says, yes, dear mother, or something along those lines.
Of course, mother of beauty.
Of course,
whatever
mother,
you need.
whatever you need, whatever you say, I'm here to do it. Eros goes down to earth and finds Psyche. And this is where the real story, I would say, begins. So Eros flies down, as I said, to do his mother's bidding, and he sneaks into Psyche's chambers, arrow poised, ready to strike, but then he sees her. And Psyche, fast asleep, is even more breathtakingly beautiful up close. And Eros is so shocked, so captivated, that he accidentally scrapes himself with his own arrow.
Oh my gosh. I thought it was just gonna be like just fell in love, not a self-goal against himself.
I really wanted this to be a true love story, but this part is just not allowing me to say that because it's an arrow.
I mean, it throws him off so much.
Yeah.
How does he hit himself with his own arrow?
I guess, the arrow just fell down or something. I don't know. But, it started with him seeing her.
I was about to say, we can account that to true love.
We can account, exactly.
I would say so.
It is a true love story, guys. So, Eros, who literally embodies passionate desire, just fell in love with his target.
I never realized that his name actually also is similar to, like, arrows.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Whoa.
I think that's probably, like, my accent.
Okay.
Like, Eros.
Maybe.
But also, I love that you had that realization just now. Anyways, this was not in his job description, to be honest. It happened. It wasn't supposed to happen. So Eros, now head over heels, can't go through with his mother's cruel plan, and instead he carries Psyche away to like a magnificent invisible palace. Like invisible, that's very important.
I need one of those.
High on a remote mountain, and you're gonna want to live there even more when I tell you what was happening on that mountain.
Ooh.
So it's pure luxury, so banquets everywhere, like they just appear out of nowhere, I guess. There were like invisible servants who were like catering to her every need, and like beautiful music was playing constantly, so like it was a place to be.
Imagine like going to sleep one night and waking up being carried away to this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I would feel about that, but like at least I wouldn't have to like work, and I would be away from capitalism.
Yeah, but it's like you're screaming, thinking that you're being kidnapped and then taken to just paradise.
I mean, it's kind of similar to like Persephone and Hades.
Yeah, fair.
See, I really have a thing for these stories.
I mean, this sounds nicer than the underworld.
That is true. At least this is like a mountain.
But it is a weird, oh my god, I'm being kidnapped to paradise.
Exactly. But there's also this catch, so she also like falls in love with him, I guess.
Good.
Which is very good for a love story.
Very Stockholm syndrome, but very good.
Mm-hmm, exactly. Beautiful girl with a Stockholm syndrome. We've seen quite a few of those in Greek mythology. But anyways, so the catch with this is that Psyche, never actually sees Eros. She never sees him in, like, light.
Okay, quick question.
Yeah?
Is Eros hot?
Yes.
He's Aphrodite's son, so I'd assume so, but...
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
He is beautiful, like golden hair, curls, wings, everything. He's beautiful.
Okay, perfect.
But she doesn't know that. Psyche doesn't know that. Because he only visits her under the cloak of night, in total darkness. And he tells her one thing, and that's... You must never try to see me. You must trust me and love me for who I am. I'm literally gonna cry.
Does he have like self-confidence issues or?
Actually, I think it's because of his mother and that evil plan. So that's why we have like this invisible stuff going on and like the darkness and everything.
Huh.
And he is like, I kind of don't want to disappoint my mother, but also I love this girl. So, you know, this is what I came up with.
Huh.
So it's kind of like a forbidden love trope, I would say.
Okay.
I don't know. And Psyche, somehow, in a weird way, just falls in love with him. But like the essence of him, because she couldn't see him.
Love is blind.
Love is blind, literally. And for weeks, maybe months, she lived in this beautiful bubble. She's happy, loved, adored. Every night, her mysterious husband arrives. His voice soothing, his touch very gentle. He makes her feel utterly cherished and safe. Even though she doesn't know his name or what he looks like, she falls deeply in love with the essence of him, which I think is really beautiful.
That's so cute. Good for her.
So cute. So she feels more seen and cared for than she ever did in her like own royal court, because remember, she was a princess, a mortal princess. And this is like kind of intoxicating kind of peace. And she thinks, okay, this is my life now. And honestly, I'm pretty good with it. I like it.
Yeah. Okay, fair.
So even if she doesn't know who her mysterious husband truly is, she is content.
Atta girl.
But as always, the trouble comes. So Psyche, despite her fancy prison, which at the end is prison to be honest, she misses her family. So Eros reluctantly allows her sisters to visit. And those sisters, oh my god, let me tell you, they are the worst, because they were so jealous of Psyche because of her life, of her luxurious life that she was living, and her husband that she loved so much. And they love to gossip, and they love to like pressure her into doing things that will at the end hurt her. For example, they really push her to find out how this mysterious lover looks like, which at the end of the day, it's not that crazy, to be honest. Like you want to know like how your lover looks like.
Yeah, but it's the intention behind it.
Exactly, just because they were jealous. So, you know, they were kind of right, but as you said, intention, but anyways, they convinced her and kind of pushed her and said, next time he comes to visit, you have to get a lamp and a knife.
And a knife?
Yeah. Reveal his identity, and if he's some hideous beast, you slay him.
And a knife.
Exactly. That's like kind of over the top.
They were preparing for violence.
Exactly.
Immediately.
They were the violence starters.
Okay, we know you love this guy, but just in case he's ugly, you should kill him.
Yeah, you should take a knife. Like, even though he was so good to her, like, why would you say that to your sister?
Yeah.
You were jealous.
Yeah.
Anyway, Psyche was torn between love and fear, and I guess, like, she was intrigued, to find out. One night, after Eros had fallen into a deep sleep beside her, she crept out of bed. With a trembling hand, she lit a small lamp, and its flickering flame was casting a lot of shadows, across the chamber. What she sees: not a monster, but the most beautiful being she had ever seen. Eros himself. So I told you about his like golden curls.
Yes.
The beautiful wings and everything. He was perfection. So beyond anything she could have imagined. So she was so overwhelmed, so stunned by his beauty that she trembled and her hand shook, and a single burning drop of hot oil from the lamp fell onto his shoulder. And Eros suddenly wakes up and he feels betrayed. He sees the lamp, he also sees the knife, which is even bigger factor, and he is heartbroken. He is also in like agonizing pain. That's what the stories say. But also, like, it's just like a single drop of oil. So I feel that's like the same with like us men get a cold and we're like, we're dying.
The worst thing
It's the worst thing. But yeah, that's how like he felt with like this single drop of hot oil.
Jeez.
Anyways, he was she felt so betrayed, and he just looked at her and uttered a few words and said, "Love cannot live where there is no trust."
Well, I'm sure so much of it is that she sneakily saw him. She didn't ask him, but she went behind him.
Behind his back.
Yeah.
And I think that's the main thing. And I was thinking exactly the same thing when I was researching for this episode. And I was like, if she just asked him,
it would have been so different. It would have been
such a different story.
Yeah.
But he said those words and he just flew out the window.
Oh my god.
So Psyche was obviously devastated. Her mysterious, wonderful husband, the one she had come to love so deeply, was gone. She screamed, she cried, she tried to follow him, but he was a god and she was a mere mortal on a mountain, so she couldn't do anything, to be honest. So in an instant, her paradise, the whole palace, the invisible servants, everything, literally everything vanished. Disappeared.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like, I don't know, maybe that was like too much from like Eros to be like, everything's gone now.
You gotta give her a little bit of time to move out.
Exactly. Like, let her find a new flat.
Yeah.
Like, where's my girl gonna live?
She hasn't even gotten on Facebook yet.
Exactly.
Give her a minute.
Come on. So her whole blissful dream had turned into essentially a nightmare because she had it so good by this point and now everything vanished. So now let's talk about the mother-in-law from hell.
I'm always so scared to talk about a mother-in-law. Always.
Well, trust me, at least your mother-in-law is not Aphrodite.
No, I mean, Greek mythology mother-in-laws, they are
absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. With all those powers, oh gosh, I wouldn't like to be near them on their bad side.
No.
So here's where Aphrodite enters with her full "I told you so" energy. And she's also furious. How did she find out? Well, Eros was wounded and also heartbroken. Wounded, yeah, you know, from a single drop of oil. And he flew straight back to his mother. He was hurting both physically and emotionally, and sometimes you just need like your mom to lick your wounds, I guess.
Did he have any friends?
Well, that's probably a problem, part of a problem. But anyways, he wanted to share his pain with his mother. So when Aphrodite saw him all burned with one drop of oil and, you know, so much pain, it didn't take a genius to figure out what happened. So her son basically disobeyed her and now he's injured and it's all Psyche's fault. You know, that's what was happening in, you know, this mom's brain. You know, I know how moms function, especially boy moms.
Can never be the boy.
Yeah, true. So Aphrodite, seeing her chance for revenge, she decides to make Psyche's life a living hell.
Because she wasn't already homeless and heartbroken.
Exactly, like she lost everything.
She had to add to it.
Exactly, and Aphrodite was like, well, that's not enough. Like, I'm gonna make her life miserable. Like, my son over here is, you know, crying, and I'm gonna make her life miserable. After Psyche's palace vanished, she was left wondering, and Aphrodite, still full with rage and seeking her revenge on this mortal girl, she captures poor Psyche and subjects her to a series of seemingly impossible tasks for some reason. I don't know. She was just cruel, I guess. And those tasks were basically designed to break her spirit even more, I guess, and ensure she never reunites with Eros. So there were a few tasks, so 4 of them. The first one was sorting seeds. So Aphrodite literally dumps a massive pile of like mixed grains into a huge mound and like tells Psyche to sort them all by nightfall. And Psyche, weeping in despair, thinks it's impossible to sort out these seeds. Like, they're so small and there's like too many of them. Like, how am I gonna do this by sunset? Like, you know, by the time sun sets. You know what happened? A colony of ants was like, girl, we pity you. We're gonna help you.
Oh my god, she's Snow White.
She's literally our Snow White.
Wow.
And they came to her rescue and they assembled all the seeds. A colony of ants.
I love that.
This is like so funny and so random at the same time. Okay, she did that task, and Aphrodite obviously was furious, and she was like, okay, I'm gonna think of something even harder to do. Then the second task, Aphrodite tasked her to get wool from like these very dangerous sheep that will literally like eat you alive if you like, come close to them. Psyche was like, I am not sure how to do that. I'm literally about to die.
Like I'm immortal. Remember?
I'm immortal, guys. I cannot play these god games.
Oh, no.
But anyways, this nymph shows all of a sudden, and she gives her an advice, and she was like, just wait for the food to come through and for the sheep to be fed, and then get the wool.
Like, once they're eating, they're distracted.
They're distracted, and then you can like collect the wool. And she was like, okay, thank you, I guess.
Thanks.
So she goes through, does that, and she basically passed this test. But Aphrodite is still very angry, so she was like, okay, third task now. I want you to fetch me water from the river Styx, where even gods fear to go.
Yeah.
And you, little mortal, I want you to like fetch me some water from river Styx. So this is like so funny because first of all, it's an underworld. Second of all, Hades rules there, so like not even gods there to go there.
Yeah.
And Psyche has to go there. So Psyche is lost until an eagle, possibly Zeus's eagle, sent on behalf of Eros, swoops down and collects the water in a flask for her.
Oh, so he's forgiving her.
Exactly.
He's like, God, my mom's putting you through so much. Like, I actually can chill.
Exactly. And like in all the stories, in all the tellings, Eros is mentioned only in the third task. But also, come on, nymph in the second task, ants in the first task. Like it kind of feels like a divine intervention.
He's like whipping some things up behind
exactly.
scenes.
So I think he's like he was there from the beginning.
He's like, maybe I shouldn't have gone to my mom.
Yeah, actually, because my mom right now is acting crazy.
Didn't know my mom was crazy.
So anyways, she also passes that test. And for the grand finale, I guess, the most dangerous task of them all, number 4, Aphrodite says, go to the underworld, again, I guess. And she commands, ask Persephone for a box containing a portion of her beauty. I guess Aphrodite was like so stressed dealing with this whole thing, and she was like, my beauty is fading, like I need like a new Korean like face cream, and I cannot go to Korea.
I haven't gotten my beauty sleep. I need you to go pick something up for me. Go pick up
to South Korea for me, like grab me this brand cream.
Grab a brand of skincare. Go pack up the like what is it, the salmon injection to your face. Go get some of that injection for me right now. I'm so stressed right now.
I cannot deal with it. Like, even if it's like 4 tasks, I just feel like Aphrodite was like, oh, like, fuck it, come on.
Like, do my errands, I guess.
Whatever. Exactly. Do my errands. Like, you like passed everything.
Might as well make this useful.
Exactly. So funny. So this task, in a nutshell, it was kind of designed to kill Psyche because, going to the underworld is one thing, but going to the underworld to demand something from the queen of the underworld, which is Persephone, is something else. And also like demanding like a beauty box.
We love Persephone.
We do love Persephone. So Psyche is very determined for some reason. Now she gets the courage, I guess. Before this, in all the tasks, she was like, I'm about to die. But like for this 4th task, she was like, no, I can do it for some reason. So she was so determined to like navigate all this journey and follow the instructions that are there. But also the instructions were coming from a nearby tower. So the mysterious voice from the tower guided her on how to avoid all the dangers in the underworld. So she even manages to get like that box.
It was Orpheus. He's like, I've done this before. I've played these games before. I know how to do it.
I know the journey.
I got you, girl.
So she, at the end, gets this beauty box from Persephone. And this wasn't actually beauty. There wasn't actually beauty in this box. It was rather a small box filled with a magical deep sleep, which Persephone was lending to Aphrodite for a divine beauty treatment, I guess.
Yeah, beauty sleep.
Beauty sleep, I guess. Here's how our story comes to an end. You would think that after all this, Psyche would just hand over the box to Aphrodite and be like, I'm done with this. But remembering all her previous mistakes and also being very curious for some reason with this task, she couldn't resist and she opened the box herself.
Oh no.
Hoping to take a little of that beauty for herself to, I guess, like impress Eros again. I don't know, to like make him come back.
Oh my god, is this actually her Sleeping Beauty?
It is kind of like Sleeping Beauty. All the fairy tales are kind of, Snow White, Sleeping Beauty now. So she opens the box, hoping to take a little of that beauty. And instead of the beauty, she gets a death-like coma. She falls into coma. She's like deep sleep. Meanwhile, Eros, having recovered from his burn from one drop of oil and from his heartbreak, I guess, he had been actually watching Psyche's torment from afar, and as we established, probably helping her, and he just couldn't stand it anymore. So he finally finds her lifeless, lying on the ground in coma, and gently collects the magical sleep back into the box because, some of the sleep fell like around her. I guess that's how sleep works in Greek mythology. And then revives her, not with an arrow, but with a touch.
Good, she loves
kiss that awakens her. It's literally Sleeping Beauty, Greek mythology Sleeping Beauty.
This is Sleeping Beauty. This is Snow White. This is
all the fairy tales.
Walt Disney had a field day. He listened to this story and he was like, actually,
I had like 5 ideas.
I got it.
So Eros, now being the clever god that he is, he realizes that the only way to make this work is to go to Zeus.
Oh, no.
Again.
I would love just one episode without Zeus.
Yeah, I know. Me too. But like he appears like even when you're like at the end of the episode,
he's there.
And you're like, we had an episode without Zeus, and someone is like, let's go to Zeus for advice, and I'm like, come on, guys. So let's be real. When any god or goddess has a real problem they can fix, who do they run to? Zeus. Lexi and I don't really like this bit, but it's part of the story, so we need to tell you this, guys. But he, meaning Eros, he flies to Mount Olympus, he finds Zeus and passionately pleads his case. Father, my mother is being cruel. This innocent mortal loves me and I cannot live without her. So I guess the love is back.
Dad, go get your daughter.
Yeah, literally.
Go get her.
So Zeus probably sighing internally about his sister's constant drama, sister being Aphrodite, especially when it involves her son and some poor mortal girl he got mixed up with. He agrees and he calls an assembly of the gods. He officially rebukes Aphrodite for her bullying. Can you imagine being Aphrodite? You stepped over the line.
You're a bully.
You're a bully.
You need to chill.
Exactly.
And I need everybody here to know that.
Exactly. That's why I'm assembling all the gods. And he basically says that Eros and Psyche must be married. So this is like a real plot twist from being struck by his own arrow, being on a mission first to make this girl's life miserable, then being struck with his arrow, then going through this whole invisible castle, betrayal and everything, and then just Zeus saying, your guys should be married.
That's even more of a twist for Psyche.
Let me tell you. So, to make it truly official and to protect her from any further divine intervention, Zeus actually grants Psyche immortality.
Oh my god.
She drinks ambrosia, the nectar of the gods, and becomes a goddess herself.
So this girl was worshipped, was kidnapped, was loved completely blind in the dark, found her love, saw that he was the hottest guy she's ever seen, immediately got dumped by this guy, immediately was evicted and everything that she had destroyed, had to do these 4 dumb, crazy tasks, and then now the guy suddenly comes back and is like, hey, I love you, also we're getting married, also you're immortal.
Also, you're becoming a goddess. So So this is like the craziest like career ladder. Or,
this poor girl is like, can I just have a normal year? Jesus Christ.
She was like, I should have been born ugly. Honestly,
God, why couldn't I just be average?
So, yeah, this is how the story ends.
Wow.
Essentially, Psyche becomes a goddess of soul. She is Eros's wife, and Aphrodite can no longer bully her because she's also a goddess herself now.
Her TikTok video at the end of the year with that, and the 2025 season comes to an end. Yeah. Her TikTok video goes crazy.
It is insane. Wow. But I really love this story. I love, when we begin with like her Psyche just being a mortal princess that is just happened to be beautiful.
Yeah.
And then all other things happen, and at the end of the story she gets to live in Mount Olympus, happily married to a man of her dreams.
Yeah. Oh my God, how amazing.
It is such a nice story.
Thanks so much for that.
Of course. And, I'm here for all love stories from Greek mythology, so you can count on me for that one.
It was nice to have a good love story again. Thank you so much.
Of course. And thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Ancient Society.
Of course. We are skipping next week, everybody. Have a nice holiday. See your family. See your students, your friends, whatever, from your school days, I guess. But have a nice week, and we will be back.
Yeah, and Merry Christmas also.
Merry
the
Christmas,
most important part for all of you that celebrate on 25th and Christmas Eve on 24th. And we'll see you the week after that.
Yeah, well, next episode will be at January 31st. So we'll see you guys then.
Exactly. See ya.
Bye.